This was an epic 12 Hours of Sebring, most prominently because it was so close. We're going to start off with one of the vehicles is going off, and I believe this is turn 1 where this car goes off. Just to show you how difficult a course Sebring is, you're going to see one of the LMP cars come through, and he just gets his back right tire drops off and gets in the dirt, and once that happens, yeah, it's basically all over at that point. You're just holding on and hoping you don't hit the wall or anything. All right, second clip we're going to talk about, boy, this one's a bit tragic. You're going to see the leader at the time, his name's Pippo Durrani, and you're going to see he had a huge lead at this point. He had like a 12-second lead, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but it was. And he again is coming through turn 1 at this clip, and just unfortunately for him, he passes one of the GT cars. It was a Ferrari, and from my take, it looks like he kind of cut him off a little bit. You'll see the back passenger side of Durrani's LM car just catches the driver's front of the Ferrari GT car, and Pippo just, it's all over. He goes flying into the wall, and Durrani is going in hot, and you will see he hits that wall pretty hot and ends up flipping over and ending up upside down.
Can you believe what you are seeing? This is the race leading car of Pippo Durrani.
Just to give you an idea of why Sebring is Sebring, you're going to see in this video how much contact they have between each other. You know, remember, this is a tough track, and you will see these guys are battling it out right now. And I mean, they are just, it's bumper cars. They're bumping each other in the turns. They're bumping each other outside of the turns. They're fighting for positioning because it's a very difficult track to try and pass somebody when they're in the same class as you. And it gets bad enough that you're going to see, I think it's the Cadillac, the blue and black Cadillac, literally just pushes the competitor off the track. I mean, just literally knocks him all the way off in turn 16 at that point. And you'll even get to see it from the cam inside one of the other cars, the dashboard cam. And you will see, I mean, these cars are doing 140 or so at this point. Now they're probably doing 170 going down the straightaway. And they're just bashing each other the whole time. And it's just unbelievable. Those are the extent and the lengths that they have to go to try and pass even just one vehicle. So one of the things we're going to see in this clip, the driver who unfortunately gets hammered into the wall is Catherine Legg. Good driver. She drives her Acura. This is one of those examples where she's in a GT car. It's not as fast as the LM car, and it's turn 17, which I've mentioned before is one of, if not the toughest turn, certainly the toughest turn on this track, one of the toughest ones out there. So you're going to get to see, and then she's coming a little bit wide into this turn, and then unfortunately, he just pushes her right into that wall at a pretty significant speed and just ends her day.
Hey, she's climbed out on her own, and she'll go to the safety vehicle. They'll take her to medical. She'll be checked over.
And she had no chance, and he just demolished her into the wall, and that's the end of that one.
Big crash for the 66. Again, they have had a rough weekend.
This is great Sebring right now. You're going to see in this clip just one of the coolest things. They're racing at night, and it's coming down to the end after 11 hours and 52 minutes of racing. The 4 different classes, the number 1 and number 2 car in those class, are all separated, each one by less than 2 seconds. So after nearly 12 hours of racing, the first and second place guys are 2 seconds or less apart. In fact, 2 of them, it's a half a second that is separating them. It's almost mind-boggling. Mathematically, it almost seems impossible that could happen. But what it sets up is some great finishes at the end.
It's Winwood Racing getting the Rolex 24 and the Mobil 1 12 Hours at Sebring, and Weisser Sullivan will be victorious in GTD Pro. For James Sullivan and Jimmy Weisser is over now. It turns to celebration.